Well, I support what you're doing, Tom. And if you want to continue that, keep it up. But I just don't have time to learn the elven language, okay? That's on you, all right? Welcome back to Stephen K. Da Silva Ministries. And Tom and I are here just discussing some, deep, important issues in our team. But also, we're back from the Thanksgiving weekend. Oh, if you're in the United States, you understand what an awesome celebration Thanksgiving is. We all gather as families and we cook a big meal, the best that we can, on our best, plates and silverware, and we just have a wonderful time. If you're not in the United States, you don't know about this awesome celebration. It's a national holiday in the United States, and anyway, we had a great time. Our little house had between 36 and 39 people show up, so we were standing room only. We had a wonderful time. So what goes with Thanksgiving and everyone gathering together is you begin to talk about this awesome celebration coming that is Christmas. And that tradition of exchanging gifts gets fired up in all of us as we sit around the table eating. And so what do you want for Christmas? And what would you like for Christmas? And so we have these two well-known retail days. One is Black Friday. The other is Cyber Monday. So Thanksgiving falls on a Thursday, and the next day has been the biggest shopping day of the year for retail companies forever. Well, it's now been overtaken it's now the second biggest shopping day of the year. The following Monday, Cyber Monday, is now the largest. Yeah, I just looked up some information. It looks like about $8 billion was transacted on Friday, Black Friday, and slightly more than that was on the Cyber Monday. That combined about $15 billion in people running around in what I call a gifting fever. Just, I got to buy all this stuff and buy it on sale, and I got to get it now. And this will continue through the rest of the year. And here's some interesting statistics. It looks like the retail in total for the year will exceed $4 trillion. Now, if you don't know what $4 trillion looks like, here's a picture. Yes, this is $4 trillion in retail sales just in the United States. That's for 1 year. Now, just to be clear, that's more than you or I make in a year of salary from our jobs. Amen? So here's another thing. It looks like the average person will make a budgeting plan and overspend it by about $900, and they'll put it in debt. That debt will take the average American about 3 to 4 months to unload or cover it or finally pay it off. So a lot of Americans in this Christmas fervor are running into really borrowing out of next year, and it will take them months to pay that off. Yeah, and here's another interesting statistic. I told you that about $15 billion was sold in those 2 days alone, right? Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Well, it turns out that almost 15% of that will be returned. So these retail companies have this huge sales weekend, and then they have this massive flow back in terms of $2 billion in returns. Yeah. And so what happens is they turn that stuff over into what's called the secondary shopping or secondary retail market. That's where all of our outlets come from. All of our discount stores, our dollar stores, our flea markets, our online auctions. So we have this huge engine turning in the United States alone, and it's probably global. But This big economic engine is turning, and literally billions of dollars are moving around. They're coming out of our wallets and sometimes onto our credit cards. And we just have this all this stirred up inside of us. Now, I think that it's an interesting thing to recognize that gifting, this what I'm calling a gifting fever, is not wrong. It's beautiful, because generosity and giving is really what we do from a place of strength to express our love, our appreciation, our value for other people, right? So gifting is a beautiful thing. But here's something interesting. I've decided, well, I was praying one time and God showed me 3 chairs. And he showed me I was sitting in the first chair, and he was telling me I needed to sit in the second chair. Now, the third chair and the first chair were the 2 chairs I was most comfortable and most familiar with sitting in. These chairs are motivations. And in this, I said, God, what is this? And he said, there are 3 seats of motivation in a person's heart. The first is fear, the second is love, and the third is selfish ambition. He said that you, Stephen, spend much of your time in prayer and in action seated in the first chair. So much of what I was doing was motivated from fear. And if I managed to get off of that chair, I would usually shift all the way to the third chair, which was selfish motivation. God was telling me very directly, you need to learn how to sit on the seat of love. You need to find out what it feels like to operate from that place and not from the place of fear or motivation, fear or selfish ambition, the motivations that I was most familiar with. I think much of our shopping engine in this retail gifting fever that we see around the world at this time of year, that has really painful consequences for some of us, in that we go into debt, that we commit our next 3 to 4 months of work just to pay for, that we often get triggered into emotions like buyer's remorse or guilt, even a sense that we are rejected, are evidence that our motivation for this gift season is wrong. We are either operating out of fear or selfish ambition rather than love. Now, love is an interesting and powerful thing. I think perhaps the most powerful thing in the world, and yet applying love can be really difficult. Here's an example from someone that I really respect. His name is Jesus Christ, yeah? And he is our model of what love is supposed to look like. And he says in Matthew 6, he's talking about giving, and he says, do it in a way, I'm in Matthew 6, verse 4, paraphrasing, so that your giving will be in secret. And your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. It's fun to read that because that tells me that giving is valuable. It tells me that giving earns a reward. And it tells me that that reward comes from our Father in heaven who sees us in secret. He watches what we do when we're not operating out of fear or selfish ambition. He sees us when we give and act from a place of love. Think about that. Think about how loud fear and selfish ambition scream into our ears and try to push us around, but how quiet love is as a motivation. It's very quiet. It has no agenda except to give and support and to value others. Well, That's what I'm thinking this Christmas season. And I will admit, I went out and did some shopping, but I'm practicing working and operating in a motivation that is love, not from selfish ambition or fear, not from a place of loud urgency, but a place that is quiet, relaxed. There's lots of time. And if I find something that looks like an awesome gift for someone that I love, I'm going to get it. I will also admit that my gift-giving engine has shrank to very small. I give fewer gifts, I give simpler gifts, but I give them with a place of love, in a motivation, and not fear, and not selfish ambition. I hope this helps you calm yourselves and not be caught up in this gifting fever that the world wants us to get involved in. It's a trap. No point in playing a game that we can't win. Let's learn from our Father in heaven and from His Son Jesus how we should give. God bless you guys, and God bless your prosperous soul. Bye-bye. Say goodbye, Tom. All right. Bye now.
Hey, thanks for watching. I'm Stephen K. De Silva, and you're probably wondering, why have I never heard this information before? Well, now you can by going up into this corner and subscribing to this channel. Or you can go to this corner and watch the next video. There is tons of information I'm giving you. Go check it out and go deeper. Or better yet, go to the link below and go check out my website. I've got some free stuff on there. Go get that and go see lots of resources so you can finally master your money. Hey, I gotta go record another video. I'll see you soon. Bye.